Welcome back, Knowledge Seekers. Today we are going over kind of the basics of tarot, the 1 and 3 card spread. And there was a spread that I made up, modified, whatever you want to call it, for a class I had to do. It's a 3 card spread that you could very easily turn into a 4 card spread. And we're going to go over that today. And I'm going to show you with a deck of tarot cards and a deck of oracle cards how this would play out. So these are essentially your bread and butter tarot spreads, just for the simple reason being that your 1 card spread is basically what you would do if you wanted to see what to focus on for the day or how to look at it, perspective on a situation. It could be like a quick and dirty kind of, okay, this is what's going on. What should I focus on? How is this event going to go? How's this interview going to go? How's this date going to go? Whatever it is that you're looking at. How do I, handle this situation? It could be a 1 card that you're doing because that's all you have time for, or that's basically what you need. You're like, I just need quick, fast information. How do I handle this? What do I do? How's the day going to go? What should I focus on? What blessings do I have if you're using an affirmation deck? What rut am I stuck in? What do I need to be aware of? All of those things can very easily be done with a 1 card or a 3 card or a much larger spread. But they are your simple kind of bread and butter everyday spreads, and they're very helpful for what they are because you sometimes you don't want to do a 12 card, like 12 10 card 10 card 12 card. What's the Celtic cross? 2 4 that's 6 7 8. Yeah, it's 10 cards. So sometimes you don't want to do that. Sometimes you don't want to do a 5 or 6 card spread. You just need one. So that's what we're going to do right now. We're going to do a couple of 1 card spreads just real quick, just to kind of give you, I'm sure you get the idea. But it's always fun to pull cards and see what they say. So I guess we could say this is for the collective. And I did my little prayer and meditation beforehand. So I'm using, both of these decks are from Bradley Valentine. One is his Animal Guides deck, and one is the Archangel Sword of Light deck. Archangel Michael Sword of Light deck. I don't know why I wasn't sure if I said what Archangel. So we're going to get 1 card from the collective, or for the collective. From the collective for the collective about, what do we need to know? What do we need to know? What do we need to focus on? That's a better one. What do we need to focus on? Okay. And you just go until you hear stop. All right, let's do the guy. Oh, 8 of air. So this is the bunting. It's so easy to convince yourself that you're trapped when you really aren't. Trust that God will lift you to new heights and give you greater self-confidence if you affirm your freedom. I've been getting this card a lot lately. But essentially what this card speaks about is just being aware that sometimes we have our own self-fulfilling traps, self-fulfilling cages. Sometimes we put ourselves in a cage because we think we are trapped. We think we are in situations that we can't fix. And the reality of it is that you can walk out of the cage that you have created. Like in this case, the cage door is open. That bird can fly right out. There's nothing keeping it there. It just may not realize it has its freedom for it to fly away. And that is, I think, something that we all have to be aware of, that we're not necessarily as trapped as we think we are. We are just in cages and prisons of our own creation sometimes. And that we have to remind ourselves that I have free will, I can make choices, and I don't have to stay here if I don't want to. I don't have to be stuck in this situation. I am not stuck. I can move forward. It's a matter of figuring out how to move forward. That's the hard part. All right, so let's see. Same question from to Archangel Michael. What do we need to focus on? It's the one thing about the 8, and also 8 is the number of change. 8 is, the infinity symbol. It's the number of perpetual change. Change is coming. You just have to affirm that. So what do we need to know from this deck? Okay. You will manifest what you need. Express gratitude as if your plans have already come to pass. Trust that your angels are bringing you the assistance you need. So this is basically a law of attraction card. This is talking about if you show gratitude and you act as though whatever you have is already there, it will come. Ask and it is given immediately, but you have to allow it in. And in this case, it's referring to letting your angels come in. Is there a way I can... Okay, that's better. Sorry. I started using the extra light I had, and I forget it creates a glare. But, so... that one's kind of self-explanatory. Also, it's card 44, which is the angel, the angel number of the angels, 444 or 44. I know it's 444. I assume 44 or 4 must be kind of in line with that. Also, 4 plus 4 is 8. And change. Well played, angels. Well played. All right. So that, you get the idea. Like, the one card spreads are really good just for your daily information. And say, okay, so this works, the bottom of the deck. So say you pull a major arcana card for your daily card. This is the wheel. So it's movement, it's sudden change, it's making progress. And you're like, well, what kind of progress can I make in a day? Or what kind of sudden changes are coming? It may just mean there is a change. It might mean that you are making progress. It could be validation. It could let you know that if you feel like you're in a rut, things will start moving again. So if you get a major card or major arcana card for your daily spread, like your one card reading, it doesn't carry the weight that it would in a much larger spread. It's kind of dulled. Its shine is dulled slightly to a more mundane aspect. So the next thing we're going to do is a 3-card spread. The 3-card spread that I came up with, I had originally wanted to do problem, solution, outcome. What ended up happening was that it kept ending up with a situation, which is still kind of a problem, but it could be a situation or an event. Some kind of action or a perspective shift. So there was some kind of action in the middle. So some kind of problem solving. What is the word I'm looking for? Not solution. Sure, it's the action you could take to fix the thing. And then the end was an outcome, a solution. It could even be advice. When I actually did it for myself, it was an outcome, but it was also long-term advice. So depending on what it is you're asking about, you can kind of get that kind of outcome. I know I typed it up. I should, smart person that would pull it up, but why would I want to do that? But yeah, so it's outcome, or not outcome, it's event, action, solution. So we're going to see, all right, so what, 3-card spread. Okay, all right, so we know when our 1-card spread is from tarot was to break free into, you're free. You have your freedom, just acknowledge it kind of thing. So how do we affirm our freedom? If we're in cages of our own making, how do we stop that? How do we express and affirm our freedom to move forward? I know I worded that like 2 or 3 different ways. My hope is that the intention is clear, is that I just need clarity on that card. Like, what do I do? How do I fix it? But we'll find out. Again, if you do this and you're like, this doesn't make any sense, shuffle again. If you get jumping cards, put those off to the side. Some people will read the jumping cards first However you handle jumping cards, do so. I generally read mine at the end of a reading. Okay. Yeah, that's good. All right, so 1, 2, 3. Oh, all right. So, all right, so 10 of air for our situation. The end of a career path, project, or relationship brings the feelings of mixed joy and sadness, relief and disappointment. Put aside your fears about these changes and trust that a brighter future awaits. So that could be where you're feeling stuck. I feel like this might actually be more for me, but you know what? Maybe it's for all of us. So this is where sometimes we do make cages because we're like, well, I can't leave X, Y, and Z situation. I can't leave the job. I can't leave the relationship. I can't leave the home or whatever until something else is lined up. I know I have something substantial to go to, which is a financially smart thing to do because you don't want to be unemployed. But sometimes life just will force you into situations where you don't have a choice. But if you can say to yourself, okay, I know that X, Y, and Z is coming to an end. My time here is coming to an end. Please open up what the next way forward. Help me to get ready to move forward. Send me the people I need to move forward. The healing I need to move forward, whatever it is. How do I get from this point to this point? I know I don't have to be here. I know there are better things coming. Maybe I'm better off alone if you're in a relationship. You realize that your relationship is unfulfilling. There is this common concept that you have to be in a relationship to be fulfilled. When the reality of it is that you can be in a relationship and still be completely and absolutely alone. And you'd be more alone sometimes in a relationship than you are by yourself. And that is a very painful realization for some people. Some people embrace it and are a little, are hermit-like. All right, so our action motion. So this was our event, our situation. Our action was the 7 of fire. Gecko. Be assertive, believe in yourself, don't let anyone take away your personal power. Trust that your inner guidance is true and follow it completely. So basically what this is saying is that you kind of know what you have to do, but you have to step into that power, you have to be yourself, and you have to know that you have the ability and the confidence and the intuition to move forward. So if you're like, I know what I want to do, but everyone's going to tell me I'm wrong, I'm crazy, don't do it. Do it anyway. Plan it out. Make sure that there's a solid foundation there. It might take a little bit of work, but plan it out. Now this card came up upside down, and what's interesting is that traditionally Bradley has no reverse meanings on his decks, although lately he has recently put out for a class that to explore the meaning of the upside down card. I don't actually have a problem with upside down cards because the upside down means something is blocked. It could be a warning. It could be something you're ignoring. It could be it's information you are missing. So the upside down cards are not to be feared. They're trying to draw your attention to something. You're overlooking something, you're neglecting something, you're blocking something. Something is not as it should be. So this is the Queen of Air. So right side up, it says experienced, self-sufficient, brilliant, and funny. That's the Leopard. All your life experiences have prepared you for this moment. It's time to declutter your home, clear away situations that aren't working for you anymore, then disengage from people who create more drama than happiness. So it came up upside down. It could be. So there's a couple different ways that you can look at this. If it's a person, they're inexperienced, they're clingy, And they might be hiding aspects of themselves, their brilliance, their humor. I could say this from experience. I learned a very long time ago how to hide a lot of aspects because it was how I survived. So it could be this is someone that a lot of people generally underestimate, and there's a lot more going on than meets the surface. But they're either in survival mode because they know if they let people know that they will be taken advantage of, or I don't want to say they're an idiot. I don't want to go that. I don't want to go down that road. I really want to think the best of people. But yeah, so that could be as a person. Now for the bottom, you're either not, so you're not you may not be looking at your life experiences and seeing the lessons you have learned. You yourself are inexperienced, or you don't have enough knowledge about the situation as of yet. So it means you may have to go a little slower. You have to do more. You have to educate yourself better. You have to plan better. And now may not be the right time to go lunging forward. You might need to take some time to plan, and maybe you are the source of the drama, because it says disengage from people who create more drama than happiness. So maybe you keep finding yourself sucked into the drama. You're letting yourself become embroiled in that. You're hyper focused on situations that aren't working. You're like, well, no, I can't leave, or this is just my life. So there's a lot here that you haven't. I know, I like that. Declutter your home and clear away situations that aren't working. You're not decluttering. You're just adding more things. The house is a mess. It's a reflection of your mind. So you have to kind of pay attention to the fact that you're not doing all of those things. Now we can draw a fourth card for insight. So that's your situation, your action, your solution. It's not really, it's a solution. It may not be the solution you wanted. So if we're going to try a fourth card, the Eight of Water, the kangaroo. And again, it's so easy to convince yourself that you're trapped when you really aren't. Trust that Source will lift you to new heights and give you greater self-confidence if you affirm your freedom. So again, I think that's what this is. That's what's basically saying here, is that you are so focused on the collective you is so focused where you aren't supposed to be. You're focused in the moment. You're focused on and you're reinforcing this idea that you're trapped and you can't get out. But you can't. It's really so. Yeah. It might have I feel like that. I kind of had a feeling because I kept pulling similar cards to this, and another friend of mine kept pulling cards similar to this last week, that I feel like that's what's going on right now. It's probably a lot of people feel like they feel like they're out of options because they're in these kind of self-made cages. But the reality is that there's always a choice. And you have to try and see the larger picture and the fact that you can get out. You do not have to repeat situations that you are in currently. You never have to go back to those situations. As long as you learn the lessons that are meant to be learned, you never have to go back. And that means a lot. You can get out of these situations. You are free to do as you want. All right, so let's see. Let's go to Archangel Michael. That was our tarot spread. Let's see if Archangel Michael can uplift us a little bit and give us, different clarity, different information on how do we fix this. So we can all right, so the card here we got here was basically the law of attraction. You can draw to you whatever you are thinking, and your angels can uplift you. So how do we go about that card? So how do we go about manifesting what we desire? How do we help our angels help us? So again, it's going to be situation or event, action, solution, and if need be, you can draw a fourth card for clarity and insight. You can also, if you feel the need, if you have time and you feel the need, you can also take one of the cards and do a much larger spread connected to it. So that way you can get even more insight. Okay. So our first card, someone new is coming. An important new relationship is on the horizon. Open your mind and heart so that happiness can enter your life. So this just want to make a point of this. This can be a working relationship. This could be a business relationship. This could be a friendship. This could be a romantic relationship. It doesn't necessarily have to mean romance. I think a lot of times when people hear relationships, they automatically think romantic. It could be romantic. It did very well could be, but it could also be a new coworker. It could be a new business relationship. It could be someone that helps you to manifest what it is you're trying to do. Could be something for a hobby. So being open to help, whether it is this, I feel like is more of a physical person, but being open to help from both the physical and the spiritual world means a lot. So that was card 28. So this is card 41. Your loved ones are safe. Let go of fear and worry for your loved ones. I am looking after them. I think we all need that reassurance from time to time to know that the people we love are safe and that they're taken care of. And that it's not always on us. All right, and then the last card is 21, open up to your spiritual gifts. Remember that your true nature is spiritual, not physical. The angels are sending you messages to guide your soul's growth. So, I don't know if that necessarily answers. So, situation. All right, so situation, someone new is coming. Action, this isn't so much an action. This is an acknowledgement. This is your loved ones are safe. It's really, actually, no, it is an action. It's letting go of fear and worry for knowing that they are angelically protected. And then the solution is to trust your intuition, to look into your spiritual gifts, to open up to them, to trust your intuition, trust your inner self, to trust that little voice. Let's see. We're going to pull a fourth card here as well. Deeper insights are at hand. Your overall plan is good, but the details need work. Reflect before moving forward. So that almost kind of mirrors the Queen of Air in the Leopard, is this idea that you need some more planning. There's more stuff going on, which is interesting because I feel like this really answers that. I mean, all of these do in a way because you have a salute. So you have an action of how do you manifest? Well, someone's coming. Help is coming. Someone new is coming. Release any fear that you have around the situation because the people you love are protected. And the solution is to trust yourself. Open up to your spiritual gifts. But you also need to be aware that whatever plan you've got going, it needs some work, needs some fine tuning. You'll get there. You know you're working on it, but you got to figure out some stuff first. You got to fine tune it before moving forward. This card frustrates me a little bit because sometimes it's like, yes, I know my plan needs work. What kind of work does it need? What aspects? What am I missing? Tell me what I'm missing. But those are our cards. And that's basically what it is I hope that spread helps you because traditionally I think the 3-card spread is more often than not looked upon as past, present, future. And it can be a lot more versatile than that. You can do a lot of different things with the 3-card spread. It just depends on what you're looking for. You can do past, present, future like we did. We did situation, action, solution. You could do people if you think that there are people involved, like who are the three, energies at work here. That might be a little bit more difficult unless you specifically only use the court cards and the major arcana. You pull all the other cards out. You could do that too if you were looking for, like, if you feel that something is amiss with the people around you and you want to know who, pull out 0 or aces to 10s and keep the court cards and the major arcana cards and see. Will that work though? Because not all the major arcana cards have people. You could just work with the court cards. Play around with that one. Because that one can go a couple different ways, depending on, and if there are situations you equate with people. Play around with that one. That one can go like 3 different ways. You could use the whole deck, just the court cards, or the major arcana and the court cards, and see what you get. But yeah, so the 3 card spread could be, can be useful as well, just in that, like, I want an overview picture. I don't have time for a larger spread. What can I look into? Maybe it's kind of the tip of the iceberg kind of situation. Like, okay, there's something going on. Give me some idea of what's going on. You get your 3 cards and you're like, okay, I'm going to mull this over and then figure out what is a good spread to move forward with, or what card you want to move forward with. So you can either take pictures, write it down, do whatever. Hopefully that helps. Hopefully this gives you kind of just some insight into just simple everyday spreads. All right. Well, until we meet again, my friends, take care and have a very lovely week. Bye.